What the hell? Where am I?
Hello? How did I get here?
Christy? Is that you? I can't believe
Varn?
it's you.
Oh my god, I feel like I haven't seen you since WMZQ Fest in 2004.
I know. This is crazy, but I guess this podcast is now a video podcast?
Yeah,
All
woohoo!
right, cool. All right, hello world. We are now in beautiful video. This is the random episode. This is the podcast where we watch a random episode of a TV show from a random series that neither Christy nor I have watched before. I am Varun.
And I'm Christy.
And as always, thank you, Large Jesus, for that amazing intro song. And yes, folks, we are here. We are now switching over to video podcasts. We've decided to evolve and continue on this podcasting journey. And now you get to see our beautiful faces.
I know, do you
So,
think they could guess what we looked like?
uh, unless they went to my Facebook photos from which are have not been updated since I don't even know when. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably being pictured as a classic millennial white woman, so here I am.
Yeah, exactly. And then given that I have an Indian name, so I'm a brown dude. So yeah, got it right.
Excited for everybody to see us having this wonderful conversation.
Absolutely. And to kick off such a momentous occasion as our first video podcast,
Yeah.
we are doing The Paper, Season 1, Episode 1, The
Yeah.
Pilot.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel fitting that our video is doing a show about a documentary. So it works out.
I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
an
Oh,
excellent,
definitely.
excellent point. Yeah. But yeah, so right now, this one aired September 4th, 2025 on Peacock. And for those of you who don't know, this is a documentary crew that discovers a historic Midwestern newspaper and the publisher trying to revive it. Now, we've chosen this one. We've been waiting. We waited even a couple days so we can do this for the podcast because for Christy and I, The Office, the predecessor to the paper, you know, we've if you've been listening to us, we know that you know that The Office is one of our favorite shows.
Yeah.
But Christy, tell us, share with us your Office backstory and what it meant to what it mean to you.
Ooh. Yeah. I will say, Varn and I talk about The Office all the time, a lot.
All the
We
time.
reference it all the time. I started watching The Office, I think it was probably already in season two, maybe, when I guess it was just like airing its second season. And I got a recommendation from somebody in our friend group. I feel like it was like starting to be something that our friends were watching. And so I got caught up on season one. I watched season two. And then from there on, like I watched every episode. And y'all, this was back when like it wasn't streaming, right? Like you had to watch TV every week.
Yeah.
So I do remember like having to be, because we were in college at the time, like in my apartment or whatever I was, like at that time to watch that episode. So I was very dedicated Office watcher for a really long time. And I just kept going, like never stopped until the final season. And then I would say I'm definitely one of those people who this is one of my comfort shows. And I've probably done an Office rewatch. I'm doing one right now. I don't know. I probably 10 times, like literally like so many times I've just like rewatched and rewatched this show. So I've just always been a huge fan. I mean, I know you are as well, but what's your story?
Yeah, so my story also very similar. So for me, it was actually my mother-in-law who introduced me to The Office. It didn't really seem at the time something that I would be into
Yeah.
because I don't know, again, it was novel for the United States, right? So,
Yeah.
but I remember watching the first episode and just falling in love with it, just
Yeah.
so infatuated because the whole comedy, the awkwardness was so new and it was just so funny. I loved that
I
cringe
know.
comedy.
I love awkward comedy. So yeah, I really connected with it.
Yeah. And so I think it was so I was a couple episodes in before, so I wasn't like an OG from the
Yeah.
pilot of the Office watcher. but
Yeah.
definitely a couple episodes into season one, and then of course they had that huge break because season one was only a few episodes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and but yeah, I've watched every episode. You know, when it came on live on
Mm-hmm.
TV on NBC, watched it every week, and it
Yeah.
is, if you know me at all, it is hands down my favorite show of all time. I
Yeah.
love, love, love The Office. Similarly to you, it is my comfort show.
Yeah.
I am always doing a rewatch. I mean, it's just always on.
Yeah.
NBC, sorry, Peacock
Mm-hmm.
has been releasing the Superfan episodes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
yeah, they are just so good. Just
Yeah.
open it up some more, add in some scenes that, I mean, you can see why they cut the scenes, and then some scenes you're just like pulling your hair out, like, why did you take this out? This was such a good
Yeah.
part of the episode. But anyway, I love it. When most of the time, unless I am like committed to a show by myself,
Mm-hmm.
if I am sitting down from the TV for lunch or just to relax, I am most likely putting on The Office.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have a couple shows. So Varn and I sometimes like almost end our friendship because sometimes I talk about shows I like as much as The Office, and then Varn feels like I'm not dedicated enough
Yeah.
to The
No.
Office because I also am a huge Parks and Rec fan, and that's like my two rewatches. Like they're kind of equal for me in terms of like what my comfort rewatch show is. Varn doesn't agree, so we sometimes almost end our friendship about it, but I like them both.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about Parks and Rec, right? So, or we can talk about, let's talk about Parks and Rec right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was super excited for Parks and Rec when it came out because,
Yeah.
again, loving The Office, was super excited for, a similar type of show. But I I am not a super fan of Parks and Rec. I
Sure.
enjoy it. I like some of the characters that are in it, but it's just not The Office. And I think that's on purpose, right? It is very much
Yeah,
on
yeah,
purpose.
yeah.
That is not like The Office. It does not have that cringe comedy, but it does, kind of borrow some aspects. Obviously, the mockumentary style
Yeah.
and the love interest and stuff like that. Because they started out trying to do that,
Yeah.
trying to be, have the Jim and Pam, and trying to have like the
Yeah.
annoying cringy boss, but I am glad that Parks and Rec pivoted and found their own being
Yeah.
and made itself its own. And people love Parks and Rec. It's just, it's not my favorite, but again, but I
It's
do
not as
enjoy
good
it.
as The
I
Office.
like Adam Scott. I like
Yeah.
Amy Poehler, and
Yeah, they're all great.
everyone. They're all great individual characters. Are great. So
Yeah. I mean, definitely as I was watching The Paper, which we'll talk about, it was just making me think back to like when Parks and Rec first started. It was that like, are they just trying to make, a female version of Michael Scott? And it was like too on the nose of like trying to duplicate Michael Scott in a different form. So I
yeah,
had that kind of going into The Paper of like, are they just going to try to make like a new version of Michael Scott? I don't think they did. We'll talk about maybe which characters are like kind of Michael Scott esque, but I think that's always my fear with kind of like spin-offs or like the next step after The Office is it's going to try to be The Office, and nothing's ever going to be The Office. It needs to have
nothing's.
its own vision too. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll get into it when we talk about this episode.
Yeah, nothing's ever going to be The Office. And but let's talk about its sequel, The Paper.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
so we were anticipating this. Like they've been talking about it for a while. I also because I'm a true super fan of The Office, so I listen to the Office Ladies podcast. Unlike Varn, he's not a true fan, so he doesn't listen to that podcast.
How dare you?
Just kidding. I do love their podcast, but they've definitely been hyping up The Paper a lot
Okay.
and not giving things away, but kind of like like I don't know if it was common knowledge that Oscar Nunez was going to be in it, but like things like that were like, oh, like they're previewing a little bit of what's to come. So I had some ideas of what to expect with The Paper.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
when it comes to The Paper, again, I knew, just as we all found out, right? As the actors were being released, and again, I do think that Oscar Nunez was one of those ones that they waited for until the trailer to announce.
Yeah.
But I knew when Donald Gleason was attached to it, and that also got me very excited.
Did you
Because
know? I don't know that actor.
you don't know
I don't
Donald
know.
Gleason?
No, should I?
Yes, he's one of the
Let's
Weasley brothers in Harry Potter.
wait. Really?
Yes,
I need to know
but he is. I mean, he is one of my
which
favorite.
Weasley?
Oh, I can't go
One of
that
the
tell you how
twins?
much it is. No, he was one who got married.
Bill? Charlie? Bill? I don't
Anyway,
remember. No, I need
you
to
can
remember.
you can look that one up. But for me, I've known him. I've loved him for a long time. He's one of my favorite Irish actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you didn't can tell, he's Irish, but he was in the
Yeah.
movie Ex Machina. He was in this funny movie called Frank, and he was in an episode of Black Mirror, one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes. He was in.
This is
So
why I've never heard of him because everything you just named, I'm like, okay, sure.
no, he's
I
done.
didn't know him. But now that I know he's a Weasley,
Yeah,
that's going to change everything.
and he's slowly been growing in popularity. He played a
Okay.
villain in the Star Wars movies, but he's never like really broken out, I think. But I
Yeah,
think this one is a good one for him to break out into.
for sure, for sure. I did note the cast to me was not at all famous. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, this is like a star-studded cast. The only person I recognized was Esmeralda's, the actress who played Esmeralda, Sabrina, whatever, because she was
Hmm.
in White Lotus season 2.
That's the only one you
That's the
noticed?
only person. I don't know. Should I recognize other people?
Yes. We
Okay,
have
Oscar.
no, aside from Oscar, we have a random episode alum in this one too.
Okay, who?
Nicole, she was in Never Have I Ever.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yes. The whole time I'm like, she looks so familiar. Why do I know her? Yes, thank you. Okay,
Yes.
fine. But like that, she's not
Aside
like a
from that, there's
big
no one
star.
else.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're not like big stars, which
Yeah.
I though appreciate because The Office, other than Steve Carell, was not big
Right.
stars.
Right.
So I get, that's the type of like casting that they do. So yeah.
And what's the guy who plays Ryan, what the hell's his name?
BJ Novak?
BJ Novak, right? Yeah, he was famous because of Punked
Oh,
before. Yeah.
I thought he was like a writer. Yeah, because a lot of them on The Office were writers
Yeah,
and
but
then
I
like
think he
became
came from
part of the
Punked.
show.
I think he did a couple Punked episodes,
Okay.
and then because I went back and rewatched the pilot of The Office
Okay.
today in
Oh, okay.
preparation
Well,
because they do a little
little comparison
comparison between the
there.
two to see how they both kick things off, and yeah, they even make a reference. Michael Scott makes a comment to Ryan saying, do Punked? And he's like, yeah, I know that.
Oh,
So
that's
anyway,
funny. Okay.
but yeah, aside from that, and I recognize Ken, the British actor, from some small roles that
Okay.
he's done there, and then the the CEO, what's his name? But he's just a that guy who's been around
Okay.
some. So
Okay.
yeah, so I think that's good talking about the cast, folks we recognized. But yeah, let's dive into it. So
Yeah, let's talk about the episode.
yeah, so essentially what we have here is the intro is as a scroll is telling us about the history of how they 20 years ago did a
Mm-hmm.
documentary about a paper
Mm-hmm.
company, and we go back to the Scranton Business Park, and we actually see from the outside billboard that Dunder Mifflin's no longer there.
Yeah.
And we go in and we catch up with our good old friend, Bob
Bob
Vance,
Vance,
Vance
Vance
Refrigerations.
Refrigeration. I love that. I did not know that that was going to be part of
Me
this. That
neither.
was a really fun callback to have Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. I loved it.
Yeah. And he's looking pretty good. Looking pretty
Yeah, he
good.
looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. And he debriefs us, tells us that they haven't been around for a while, and looks like he and Phyllis are still together.
Yeah.
Phyllis still talks to Stanley, but we find out that that a enervate. There we
Enervate
go.
paper
Ended up
products.
buying Dunder Mifflin out
Yeah.
of Toledo, and they even tried to get Phyllis to move to Toledo, but she was not going to move to Toledo.
Obviously, who would leave Scranton?
Yeah. And
But I mean,
we,
to be fair, Bob Vance has like an empire in Scranton, Pennsylvania,
yeah, he
like
is
Vance Refrigeration.
loaded and maybe has some shady dealings too, if you remember
I know,
that
maybe
from
a mob boss. I don't
exactly.
know. So yeah, he's clearly not moving to Toledo. Yeah.
And in a family somewhere in like Vietnam or something like that, he's got support. So we also get to see the new tenants, and it's just some like tattoo removal or
Oh
laser
yeah.
removal
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
is in there. So a
Yeah.
brief, I don't know if it was a little weird that we went to there, but maybe they're gonna keep going back there because it's just interesting.
Yeah, to me, it was just kind of like we're following their journey of like finding their next story. You
Yeah,
know, like they're going to just kind of literally follow the path of Dunder Mifflin to find who to make the next documentary about.
yeah, and which takes us to Toledo,
Yeah.
and we are at the Innervate building, and
Hmm.
essentially just give a quick, let's just summarize the whole episode here.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have we meet the folks, we meet the new people, we see the Oscars still there,
yeah. Hmm.
and we meet the new manager
Hmm.
and who's coming in to try and shake things up, and we meet the existing manager who's the
Interim manager, Esmeralda.
interim manager Esmeralda, who's
Yeah.
surprisingly a new twist. I think we can talk about this some more in a little bit.
Hmm.
Is how Esmeralda is more of like a villain type in this one.
Oh, is that what you think?
That was my takeaway. But we'll get into it,
Okay, we'll
and
get into it. Okay.
then we have Ned, who's the new editor in chief, and he gives an inspiring speech about how he wants to change this paper and make it respectable. And just at the right time, the CEO of Enervate is there and gives him a nodding, "Good job,
Yeah.
kid,"
Yeah.
and is apparently going to support him. And that is about it. I mean, that was
Yeah, I mean the
really the
whole
nutshell.
the whole storyline is just like a new editor in chief comes to save this magazine, which is clearly like trash, right? Or not
Right,
magazine, newspaper is trash. Basically
right.
a magazine. I mean, it's literally just like trash articles. So you can
Really
like hardly
is.
even call it a newspaper, but yeah, it needs to be saved and he's going to save it.
It needs to be saved. So let's talk
Yeah.
about the characters here. Okay. So as you mentioned before, and with Esmeralda and everything, so we have some similar character types to The Office, and
Yeah.
we have some just wildly different ones.
Okay.
Uh, wife producer and I a little not so happy that we had Barry. Barry's his name, the old black man who
Okay.
is late, who sleeps
Just
all the
sits there.
time and sits
Yeah.
there, who's
Yeah.
supposed to be like Stanley. I
Sure.
mean, I wish they would have innovated there instead of just copy and
I
pasting
mean,
that one.
maybe. But here's the thing is like there's a lot of characters, and for the most part, we got like 2 seconds of most of these characters. So I'm trying to give it some grace of like these characters are going to develop, right? Like I'm assuming all of these characters are going to develop in some capacity, right? Like the first season of The Office, we really only interacted with like four people, right? Like it was very small. We didn't
Sure.
branch out that much. So I'm trying to you know, give it the grace to say after we get past the pilot, we're gonna build into these characters a lot more.
Hey, I'm just basing it on this one episode, Christy. Okay, and we are going to get to giving this some grace. Obviously, I'm going
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
this show grace, all the
yeah,
grace it needs,
yeah.
as we move forward with it. But we have Barry, we have also we have Ned, who's our manager. He's kind of like our gym character too, because he's also
You
got his
think
love.
Ned is the Jim?
Yeah, he's kind of the gym character because he's not like the person you're kind of rooting for against. He's not got the comedic
Yeah.
chops of a Michael Scott. There is no real Michael Scott here.
I
Like they
think
kind of
Esmeralda's Michael Scott.
think so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was my I wrote that down. Like that was my first instinct. Mostly because she like clearly loves the camera. Like she wants the
Hmm.
attention. It like the show is on
Okay.
her. She's going to talk about how amazing her job is and how amazing this paper is. Like out of everybody. And also she's clearly not very competent. So like out of everybody, she definitely gives me the Michael Scott vibes. And I appreciate that like unlike season one Leslie Knope in Parks and Rec, they were trying to do a literal copycat of Michael Scott. She's not a copycat. Like she
No.
gives the vibes, and I appreciate that she still is like her own character. So that was my
Okay.
take.
No, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
You've convinced me a little bit there. Because with Esmeralda, I mean, because mainly at the end, right? At the end, we get like anger from her, and we never really got like
Yeah.
anger from Michael Scott, especially not in like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the pilot or we have someone who is going to. She appears as if they are setting up that she is going to attempt to try and foil Ned's
Yeah.
plans here.
Yeah. Well, so she, I guess, is like the current acting or interim manager. And so, and it sounds like nobody at the paper knew they were getting a new editor in chief, right? Because when
Right? Yeah.
Ned comes, and I think Mayor is like, "Oh, you're gonna like your new boss," and he's like, "Actually, like I'm her boss." So it is an interesting dynamic that like Esmeralda clearly thought she was in charge and now
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be put down. So I don't know. I'm intrigued by her. I don't know if I love her character yet.
Which one,
We'll
Mare
see.
or Esmeralda?
Esmeralda.
Oh yeah,
She's just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll
yeah.
see how much I like her.
We'll see. Again, given her character, the actor, the way her she played in White Lotus,
Oh,
again,
man. White
giving her all the
Lotus.
grace that
She's
she
amazing.
needs because
Yeah.
she was great in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Mare is our new age current Pam.
Pam.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, of course, it does. It's giving Ned and Mayor are the love story, which I
right,
like. It was interesting. I liked their chemistry. I
right.
appreciate. Yeah, I thought their dynamic when they were having conversations was good.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I like that they gave her a good backstory of she's a legitimate reporter. She used to be
Mm,
sort of Stars and Stripes, the military
hmm.
publication. She was in the military. So I am loving what they're doing with Mare so far. I
Yeah,
think it's great.
yeah. I like her, and I like, yeah, how she like knows her job is a joke, and like
Mm-hmm.
just is like this is my life.
Yeah.
So I appreciate her honesty.
Just copy and pasting from AP on their low tier subscription service so they can
I
only
love
pull
that.
the crappiest of articles to put into. But
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Olsen too, so I would be interested. I would read that article on Elizabeth
Oh
Olsen.
my gosh. Yeah. No, her parts were really funny when she was, I don't even know what is her role as a compositor, but yeah,
Compositor,
she's
yeah.
like she literally is just copy paste pulling AP stories.
Yeah.
It just
And
seems
see,
so.
whatever fits too. Like apparently it's a length
Oh
and
yeah, 'cause she's like surprisingly this Elizabeth Olsen story is too long. Wouldn't have thought that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I like her. I think she's going to be an interesting one.
and we have also so Nicole again from Never Have I Ever. So
Yeah.
also
I like her.
I am very excited for her character.
Yeah.
And Dietrich as well because Dietrich apparently is I don't know he may be kind of like a Dwight-ish character
I
because
don't know
he's
yet.
sucking up to Esmeralda in this episode. He tries to undercut Ned.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Dietrich. I
Yeah,
don't I don't have any positive thoughts about him yet.
but he
I don't know what his vibe is supposed to be.
right and again I'm not sure if he's supposed to be like the Dwight, but
Maybe.
he sucks up to Esmeralda, and he
Yeah.
obviously has a crush on Nicole because when he's talking
Yeah.
to the camera, he was saying how he likes to make people laugh, but we saw him only care about Nicole. So
Yeah.
there may
I
be
don't
something
know.
happening there. Who knows?
She seems to not be interested in him at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
like nobody seems to like him. I don't know. I just feel like the obviously Dwight is such a classic like he is a one of one character
Hmm.
and Dietrich does not have any of the same vibes of like being nerd, like a huge nerd,
Right.
being a weirdo. Like he's just kind of annoying. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what
He's the
happens.
ad salesman, so we shall see how his
Yeah.
role
Yeah.
comes
We'll
out. And
see.
then we have Adam, who's supposed to be like our weird character, which I don't think we kind of had
We
like
got one
a
second of him. I want more of
yeah
him.
yeah
We got the like 1 second of him and that other woman talking about each other.
Adelola.
Adelola, yeah. And that seemed funny. Like he is some
Yeah,
sort of like religious, like has a lot of
yeah,
kids. Like she's called him like poor, like he's like poor and religious with a lot of kids or
yeah.
something. Like I think that's gonna be funny.
I
But we
think so
literally
too.
got 2 seconds of them in this episode, so I want
Yeah,
more.
I am looking forward more to him. And then we have, I missed the guy who works for. So another part of this is that the name of the paper is
Truth
the
teller.
Truth Teller, right? So the Truth Teller used to essentially own and staff the entire building. It used to be a
Hmm.
thousand people at one point.
Back when
When
newspapers were a thing.
yeah, and we'll get to the intro song and the opening credit scene
Yeah.
or the opening scene, but because it made me really sad about the demise of paper. Though again,
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I opened,
A physical newspaper?
nonetheless,
Oh my
even like
God.
purchased a newspaper.
That's a great question. When was the last time I touched a physical newspaper? Ugh. I mean, my parents still get like the Sunday paper, I
Oh
think.
no, really?
Yeah,
Oh
they they
wow.
they like a paper copy. I mean, they're boomers. They like a paper copy, and I think they just get like the Sunday one because my dad wants the crossword. Like, there's like the magazine insert with like their crossword puzzle that he likes to do
Uh-huh.
by hand,
Uh-huh.
which I used to do those too. I get it. So they have them, and then sometimes, as boomers do, they bring over boxes of crap that was mine when I
Mm-hmm.
was in high school. And so I've touched those like newspaper clippings from when I was in the paper for my athletics prowess.
What
So
was that
sometimes
like? I have no
they
idea what that's like.
so sometimes they bring me old newspapers that I'm in. So I'm like, I don't. What am I doing with this? Thank you. I appreciate that. Other than that, I don't think I've touched a newspaper in years.
Oh wow.
Right? I don't know.
I I mean I'm right there with you. Right? I can't recall the last time I opened a newspaper. I think really it was maybe back in like early 2010s. Like when I used to ride the Metro, the Washington Post used to put out the Express, which was a slimmed down version of
Oh,
their newspaper. Only the big headlines and the crossword puzzle and a few comics. And I love that thing. It was a big deal when they stopped making it. Again, because no one, I guess
oh.
people just weren't reading it. But that may have been the last time. So over 10 years ago was the last time I probably opened a
Like opened
newspaper.
a newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like this all tracks. Now that
Yeah.
we're like really fleshing this out, it is pretty bad. And even their like online newspaper is basically just like crap
It's
because it's all
terrible.
just like clickbait and ads.
Right.
So, which also tracks like I don't think I read even like articles on the internet. I mean,
Oh, interesting.
sometimes, but not usually. Like I'll see a headline on Instagram. I'm part of the problem.
You're a millennial.
I'm
You
part of the
are get your
problem.
news from TikTok and Instagram. But I do still go to news websites. I do still go.
I
So
will sometimes.
my go-tos used to be the BBC, but then they started
Okay.
charging.
Well, they'll have paywalls.
Then
Who's trying to
now
pay that?
now it has a paywall. It didn't used to have a paywall, and
No.
it was a
Mm-hmm.
great, independent, and also provided good international use too.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved BBC, but then they put a paywall just called like a month or two ago. So now I gotta stop doing that. But we have our local news site WTOP. That's my
Yeah, I
go-to
do.
now.
I do go to like, I do read local news
Yeah,
probably way more often than anything else, which honestly, local
to
government, local
support
politics is the most
local.
important
Yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah,
this is like the most direct impact on your life is like what's happening locally. So I've just shifted to that.
yeah.
But also like just like they show in the paper, like when Esmeralda is like, here's an article I wrote about like Ben Affleck tipping somebody,
A limo
but
driver.
like yeah, tipping a limo driver, and she's like scrolling through and it's all just like random pictures. Oh,
Yeah,
then it teaches you about the history of tipping. Then it teaches you about
yeah.
like the color of cars. Like that is literally what articles are now. And like that's why I don't read them because they're so stupid and they go on forever and ever about literally nothing. And there's so many ads. So like
So many ads.
this was very honest and true. Thank
It
you,
was.
Esmeralda. And she was
It
so proud
was.
of it. That's why I feel like she's like the Michael Scott because this is like clearly crap and she's really proud of it.
Yes. But
So,
she has no history in news. And apparently, her only experience with media and entertainment is that she was a contestant on Married at First Sight, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, reality TV show.
I
So
wrote that down because I was so excited about that
I
reference.
was very
Also,
excited.
I'm like, we need more information. Like, how did it go? Is she still married? Like,
Yeah,
what's the situation? Yeah.
I want to know too. And I'm surprised that they did this show because that is a Lifetime show, right? And
Yeah,
they
that's
could
not like
have
in their network.
gone with isn't where is 90 Day Fiance? Is that a Bravo show
Mm,
or
I don't know. I
anyway?
forget. I used to watch it, but that's
Given
probably
that she's
something I don't know.
Italian, I thought about this like, well, I'm understanding they didn't go like a 90 Day Fiance, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm happy. Married at First Sight. Go out there and watch it, folks. It is great reality TV.
Lauren loves it.
It is real reality TV. No, it's probably all
Oh my
scripted.
God. Yeah.
But yeah, so again, we've digressed so far from this. But what the point is trying to make is this whole building was supposed to be all dedicated to the truth teller.
Yeah.
Now it shares half of the ninth floor with their Innervate's big real money maker, which
Yeah.
is a toilet paper company.
Softies toilet paper.
Softies
I
toilet paper.
loved all the like not even like not even intentional jokes, but every time they were like differentiating between like not you softies people, truth
Yeah.
teller people, because they're all literally just like in the same office space, like the toilet paper and the newspaper. And then at one time, somebody, I wrote this down. Somebody was like, oh, when Ned came in, he was like, I'm here to work for the paper. And somebody goes, toilet or news? I just like loved it. I was like, this
Yeah,
is so good. Like that was some good classic, just like office lines.
it was.
Loved
It
it.
was. And we
Yeah.
even have one of the people from Softies, who's kind of part of the show. But I wonder if there's going to be more of them
Yeah.
included because that would be a pretty cool dynamic to see the two of them
Yeah. So
interact
because,
and argue and fight.
and Ned is kind of like, I'll take whoever like wants to work for me, like whoever wants to write. And I think a couple of softies guys were like, sure, like
Yeah,
I'll take pictures or I'll do whatever. So there's definitely going to be some sort of like interaction and dynamic. So that'll be
right.
interesting.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think, and we get some backstory on Ned, which honestly it took way. I think that the scene so where and Mare go get lunch, we find some more backstory
Yeah.
about him and his journey to here, how he used to be like in college on a editor in chief, and then he became a cardboard salesman for his father. His father cheated on his mother, and then he wanted nothing to do with his father, and so then he now was able to get a job here, some like nepo type.
Yeah. I loved how I loved Mare in this scene. So he's at lunch with Mare and he's like kind of giving her this whole backstory. And like I'm following because like everything he's like, then this happened. Then my father said he had an affair with our neighbor who used to give me piano lessons. Like
Uh huh.
every part of it. If I had been Mare, I would have been like, tell me more. Like this is like one of the craziest stories I've heard in a long time. Like I need it. So I was very much like into the story. And then I just love how she calls out. She's like, yeah, that was a really great story of nepotism and like
Yeah.
how you're literally here because of nepotism. I was like, thank you.
Exactly.
I love that
Yes.
we are calling that out. That is
Yeah.
accurate. Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad she did that. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we find his backstory, which again we find it's all purely nepotism. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
And
Well, and he was a really good salesman. So like that was the thing is he worked for Softies, I guess, and like was like record-breaking salesman. So
for
he
2 years,
is
yes.
skilled and like has a journalism degree. Like he clearly is skilled in a lot of things that he's going to like actually bring to this job. The problem is as he comes to find there's no money. So
There's
like all of his
no
great
money.
ideas and like all of the things he's meeting with like the whoever his boss is and Esmeralda. And like
Right.
he has all these ideas and they're just like, no, like none of that's gonna happen. We don't have budget. So good luck.
Which was the one time that I really laughed was when in that the meeting where he's talking to Ken, the British actor,
Yeah.
who's kind of like the strategy guy, as he
Yeah.
calls himself, and Esmeralda, and Ned's talking about the reporters he's gonna need and how much money it's gonna
Yeah.
take, it's gonna be worth it, and Ken pulls out his phone and says, "Oh," and like makes a joke about, "Oh, I'm gonna need my money back now," and then like he calls 911,
He's
and he
like, oh,
goes,
I'm gonna have to
"I have an
call
emergency."
911 about an emergency of my money.
And he actually calls 911. It was
That scene
so
was
funny.
really funny. I laughed a
I
lot at that
yeah,
one. That was a good one.
I
Yeah.
really like that.
No, there were some good like laugh out loud. I mean, some of them were like little jokes, but there were some good ones.
Yeah. And but the one I didn't really get or like was the whole like Me Too thing. So I
Oh.
guess again Esmeralda isn't very clearly is not liking Ned and what he's trying to do. So
Yeah,
what
he's a threat to her power.
he's a threat. So
Yeah.
she sends an email to everyone saying, I guess that he's
He did
not
not
been
get
Me
me
Too'd.
too'd.
Right. So everyone, she does this while they're in the meeting. Then everyone starts
Yeah.
coming up to the conference room and like either saying making comments or making giving looks at him. So
Yeah.
he sees him suspicious. He goes see Mayor shows him the email and
Mm-hmm.
he demands to see Esmeralda. And so he's like, "Why did you do this?" And she says, "It's because I don't want people to think, oh, why is a strange man showing up out of nowhere? Want to let them know that you have not been Me Too'd."
Yeah.
So, and then she was like, "Do you want me to go tell him that that is false?"
Right.
But he's like, "No, I'll do it." So I'm like, it that was a little too silly, given that we know that Ned is not like a dumb man or dumb person. Sorry, that
Yeah.
like she's why would you get trapped in this double negative? Which I guess he didn't really get trapped in the end, but this the
Mm,
joke was supposed to be like, oh no, like we know that the opposite of not being Me Too is that you were Me Too,
right.
and that's how she's gonna do it. So anyway, I didn't like that joke. It was
The
weird.
that whole storyline, I was like, isn't this like 10 years ago?
Yeah,
Like, not saying we obviously we have not moved on from like women coming out about being sexually assaulted, like all that, but like like joking about Me Too, like I feel like we're past that.
yeah,
Right? Like this feels like it was written 5 or 10 years ago. So
right.
I just feel like there could have been something funnier that she could have done that wouldn't have been weird.
Maybe no, I'm not gonna say it.
No, I don't know. I'm not a
I have
writer.
a good one,
I
but
don't write
anyway,
for I'm not Greg Daniels, but like I just feel like for like the climax of the episode, right? Like this is like the big part of the episode where
yeah,
like he's going head to head with Esmeralda and it's about something like irrelevant. Not irrelevant, right? It still matters, but like it's not in today's like pop culture, like zeitgeist. Like
exactly,
it's just like where did this even come from?
right,
So, I don't know. I could have used a better conflict.
right. I agree,
Yeah.
totally agree.
It's fine.
It's
But
fine.
again, like, I don't know, the first season of The Office also did some things that are kind of like, why are we doing this? So
Again, yes,
it's fine.
the first season of Office definitely had some weird jokes,
Yeah.
cringy jokes that
Yeah.
not in like the cringe humor type of way, but it just didn't land well.
Yeah. That
But
didn't land. Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, Ned makes his big speech. He like gets up on a desk, which is
Hmm.
also funny because he's like knocking over whatever woman is sitting there, like all of her stuff, and she's like trying to put it all back together. Which I'm like, I get that. So he does his big speech about how he's going to save the newspaper and all of that. Also, we get Dietrich weirdly like I don't know making a speech to save Esmeralda, but I didn't like this part either.
Again, that's where we get that he's the suck up to
Yeah.
Esmeralda, right? So
I
that's
just
why.
didn't like, I don't know. The Dietrich of it all, I didn't love. And just like the Me Too storyline, I didn't love. But
I get it.
there were a lot of other, just, I don't know, funny and well done scenes.
I agree.
Yeah. I
And
will say there's one random scene that literally I don't even understand why it's in there of Oscar talking to one of the guys about like hitting a deer with your car. It was so funny. Like I like loved that. Like it literally had no connection to anything else in the entire show. It was just like the guy explaining what you do when a deer hits your car, and I was like, "This is genius. I love it."
it was educational.
No, it was actually. I was like,
Honestly,
"Oh, I'm learning a lot. I
I
didn't
am learning a
realize you're supposed
lot.
to like speed up and yeah." No, I loved it.
Which
It was great.
I thought that guy who works at Softies, I think it was supposed to be like I thought he was supposed to be like an idiot and giving bad advice, but
No, it's real.
it was really good advice. Like, no, you keep going. Do not stop
I've actually
because you
heard that
are going to
before.
get, yeah, I had not
Yeah.
heard that. So I learned something from the pilot of the paper. So thank you.
Yeah. No, I really did appreciate like even these like random little scenes of like 2 seconds with different characters. I liked, and then you can also see kind of like, oh, they're probably going to go this place with these characters. And I will say, like, we got a lot of characters.
A
Like this,
lot of
it was a
characters, yeah.
lot of people, which I don't know. I mean, there's only how many episodes in the season? 10?
No, I think there's less
8?
than that.
Like that just feels like a lot for like a 30-minute show. I don't know. Like, how much are we going to get of some of these characters in the season? There's a lot of characters.
But again, going back to, as I said, I went back and rewatched the pilot
The
episode
pilot.
of, and hold on a second, there
Yeah.
are, no, you're right, there are 10 episodes this season.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yes. So I went back and rewatched, and sure enough, I mean, there are a lot of characters that we are introduced to. Not as many as this one, right?
Yeah.
But we do get that, and just as you mentioned now, this random, scene where we get two people just talking offhand, Oscar and this other guy,
Yeah.
right? Like we do get that too in
Yeah, I guess
the
that's
Office too, right?
true.
And it just they're just trying to give that feel of being in
Like
like
in an
side
office
conversations, right?
area.
But
Yeah.
what I think we're already getting, again, comparing the pilot of The Office and much of The Office, is this one is already expanding us outside of the actual office setting. Because here we already have a small scene where we go to a cafe that's like around the corner,
Mm,
right? And I think seeing the previews and the trailers, where I think we're going to get a lot of blending of kind of like Parks and Recreation, is we're going to
mm-hmm.
be getting a lot more of outside the actual office. And The
Okay.
Office did a really good job of many of their scenes and many of their episodes actually just taking place in the physical
Yeah.
office
Yeah.
and not taking us outside. Obviously, there were many amazing scenes and episodes where we were outside the office,
Yeah.
but for the most part, we were inside the physical office. But
Yeah.
I'm getting the sense, obviously from the trailer and from this episode too, that we're going to, and you have to, right? If the show is about a
Yeah.
newspaper and journalism, then you have to
Yeah.
go out and about. So, which I think is going to
Hmm.
give us a lot more of the feel. And we talked about this, right? Like how like the trailer really gave me a blend of The Office and Parks and
Yeah.
Recreation. And
Yeah.
I think that's was because Parks and Rec was everywhere. So
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we're gonna get a lot more of that as opposed to just being in The Office.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. Something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Right. Now let's also talk about the documentary, the black and white one that was
Mm.
showing. So we get this random black and white documentary
Mm-hmm.
that apparently is about the this
The
paper company,
original
Truth
paper.
Teller. Yes.
Yeah.
So there apparently was a documentary about the Truth Teller back in the
In like the
1970s.
70s. Yeah.
Yes. And it seemed to have been very serious. There was no like didn't sense any humor in it. Which I think
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
was like a
Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
opportunity. I thought it was a missed opportunity to like insert some like dated references and from the 70s.
Yeah.
But it was so we see a clip from it at first and it just seems pretty random. But then
Yeah.
when we go back, they shoot back to it again. We see that Ned is watching it on his laptop and apparently he's obsessed or loves this
Yeah.
documentary.
Well, and he describes himself as like a romantic, like he romanticizes everything. So
Right.
we see that he just really loves journalism. He seems to be like nostalgic for the old days of journalism, like romanticizes what it was like to work for a paper. And so him watching the documentary, I guess, tracks.
Yeah. It tracks.
Yeah.
And but Mayor takes him down to
Hmm.
the basement to go see the actual printing where the
Yeah,
or the
where all the machines
machinery
are.
for the printing of the actual
Yeah.
paper. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool, but it's also pretty sad to see too. I'm not gonna lie. It made me sad, like, oh man, like
Yeah.
newspapers used to be,
A
huge things.
thing. Yeah. And now
Yeah.
it just like sits there. Yeah, it was definitely the like sincere aspect, right? Like
Hmm.
showing us, you know, that he really wants to do good, very earnest. Like that was the very like serious, sincere part of the show.
Yeah.
Which again, I think they did a good job in 30 minutes of balancing. There were some jokes, there were some silly things, and then also like the serious, more earnest pieces.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you got? Anything else you
We
want to
didn't
add
we didn't
here?
talk about the scene where Ned first comes to work and he like walks into the office and everybody thinks he's just like some rando off the
Yeah.
street like on
Yeah.
drugs because apparently that's happened where like
Yeah.
randos just like come in. And so is it Nicole like traps him and locks him in one of the rooms? It's so funny. And they're all just like convinced that he's just like a bad guy rando. And he's just like in this glass box, like trying to convince them who he's seeing. And then at one point they're like, who are you here to meet? And he's like, I can't remember her name, like Fontaine. And they're like, this isn't Les Mis. Like, I love a Les Mis reference.
Yep.
Anyway, that scene was great. I love that.
It was good. And he even pretends to be claustrophobic.
Yeah,
And
which I'm like,
then,
I would be. Like, I would be panicked if somebody locked me in a room. Like, I'm terrified. I'm panicking.
oh, interesting.
You would be okay if somebody locked you in a room.
It was in a glass room, a pretty sizable glass room. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's all glass walls. So if there were no glass, so there's no windows whatsoever, yeah, sure, I can see it being claustrophobic. But it was, yeah, you can see out. So anyway,
Okay.
but it was funny because pretends to be claustrophobic,
Yeah.
and then the one guy who works for Softies is like, as a member of the claustrophobic community, if you are not claustrophobic, then this is truly insulting.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, and eventually, he realized, or he said the name Esmeralda, and then and then Mayor comes up and is like, oh, I recognize this guy. Like because he had bumped into Mayor and like made her spill her salad.
right.
Which I also was like, I'd be really pissed if somebody
I would
made me
be
spill
so
my lunch.
pissed.
Like I don't know if she's like too forgiving or what, but she like got bumped into by him, lost her lunch, and then she's just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not okay. Like
It's
I would
not
hate this person
okay.
forever. And then she like has this nice lunch date with him. I guess maybe it's like supposed to be like a meet cute, but they didn't actually like really meet because he didn't help her with her spilled salad. I don't know.
I thought it was going to be setting up where because of that, they start off on the wrong foot. She doesn't like him
Yeah.
and he's the new editor in chief. So I thought it was going to play out that it was going to take a couple episodes for,
Yeah.
him to warm up to her. But no, it's pretty instant that
Yeah, I
she warmed
kind
up
of
to
like
him.
she seems just like a nice, good person. I mean, she's the Pam, right? Like just like a
She's
nice,
the Pam.
good person. So I do like that their friendship is clearly already starting.
Right.
It's nice.
Yeah. All right.
But I think that's it. I mean, we didn't talk a lot about the Oscar of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I like seeing him again.
I love seeing him again.
Yeah.
I thought he was, except for the at the end where he's just going on
The tag scene.
the tag scene. We're just going on like a cursing tirade.
You didn't like that?
I think this went on too long.
I thought it
Could have been
was
shorter.
funny. Yeah. I do the one part at the very beginning when he's like, you can't film me, like I don't give you permission, and they put up a thing on the screen that's like his
that was
release
funny.
never
That
expired.
was
Like,
funny.
he signed a release in like 2004. It's still active. I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny, and I don't know. I've always liked his character and his act, like
Mm-hmm.
the actor too. So I'm excited to keep seeing him in that as well. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that's all I had.
his evolution in The Office from being just a caricature accountant
Yeah.
to coming
Very
out as
well-rounded
gay, to being not the Office know-it-all,
Yeah.
to having an affair with Angela's
Senator.
the
State
senator, to being friends with Angela, to then being like Angela's only
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, he really was a character, a side character they got done right, like really fleshed
Yeah.
out. So I am excited, and hopefully they keep doing him right and
Yeah.
with his whole storyline. So
Do you think, I don't know any like spoilers. Do you think anybody else is coming back to be like a cameo appearance or anything?
I do not know. All I know is that John Krasinski and Steve Carell apparently showed up on like the first day of taping to like wish them all luck. But
Okay.
aside from that, I don't know if anybody else is going to
Because
show up.
Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey were there on like on filming days, and they've like posted some interviews that they did with some of the cast members and stuff. So I think a lot of them were like there for filming.
Okay.
But I haven't seen any sort of spoiler on like any of them being in it. And
Okay.
I wouldn't expect to see that because like why would they be in Toledo? You know?
I'm gonna get the sense that I get the sense. My bet is that there are going to be more cameos
Okay.
because season one, and they're going to want to like
Yeah.
really hook people.
Yeah.
So they're gonna lean heavily on some some of their old star power. But
Yeah.
I don't think Steve Carell or John Krasinski are
Yeah.
gonna, or even Jenna Fisher are gonna be in it. But I can see
Yeah.
maybe Meredith or
Yeah, that's true. One of the other side
Creed
characters. Yeah,
showing
that's true.
up.
Like Creed could pop in anywhere.
I would love, love,
Creed could be
love for
anywhere right
Creed
now.
to pop in. Oh my God, he is like, he was one of my
Oh
favorite
my
characters on
gosh.
The Office.
Yeah, we love him.
Okay,
But I think that's it. Yeah, I think we
I think
talked
that
about it
is it.
all.
All
Yeah.
right, so let's dive into our acting quality. So on a rating system from A to F, with A being the best acting out there to F being the
Yeah.
worst acting out there, tell me, Christy, how did you grade the acting of the paper?
I'd probably give it a B plus. I thought it was good. I
Okay,
don't think anybody was bad.
all right.
Well, I'll just go solid B plus. What do you think?
Okay, here's gonna be a sign of what's come up pretty soon. So
Okay.
C minus for me.
Oh.
I did not think the acting was all that great. I thought that again, I loved Mare,
Okay.
and as I mentioned before, I'm giving a lot of people grace,
Okay.
like Donald Gleason and uh, Esmeralda, but I don't think anyone's acting was truly really good.
Wow. Okay.
And
Critic over here.
I am a critic. I
Can never be
am
as good as The
it.
Office.
I very very high expectations here, folks.
Yeah.
Very high
I
expectations.
think maybe I didn't have high expectations. Like, I think I was just like, meh, maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be good. So maybe that's why I was like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I
Okay.
yeah. I
Maybe it'll change
again,
as
maybe
we keep
it will
watching.
change.
Yeah.
So, all right, then let's go over to our rock rating. This is our representation of color scoring based on the
Mm-hmm.
number of POCs in the show,
Mm-hmm.
from a score of 0 being there were absolutely no POCs in
Mm-hmm.
the show to 10 where it's a almost
Mm-hmm.
all exclusively POC cast.
Mm-hmm.
This was a tough one
Mm-hmm.
to rate,
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to balance what was there and what I was hoping for
Mm.
in a next iteration of a sequel to The
Mm.
Office.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I had to come and fall on like a 7 out of 10.
That sounds fair.
So we have two black characters, we have an
Yeah.
Asian character,
Asian, Hispanic,
we have a Hispanic Oscar.
Italian.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's
I,
about it. But I do think
yeah,
there's some missed opportunities here. As much as I
yeah.
love our two main, Mayor
Like the love
and
interests.
Ned, I feel like there's a missed
Yeah,
opportunity here to make
yeah,
one of them, or if not both of them,
yeah,
POC. And it's still very much, again, it's Toledo too, so I guess, but still,
yeah.
I was there. There's some, given that, The Office was great because it gave, we had, you know, very few, but we had, Oscar, we had Stanley, we
Stanley.
had Kelly, but
Hmm.
really that's about it. And
Yeah,
I, which was great, but I feel like there could have been an opportunity to add some more here.
yeah.
But yeah, but
Okay.
given again, I'm trying to remove my expectations from this and say that this was
Yeah.
a 7 out of 10 here.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, definitely more diverse than The Office and
Yeah,
could be better.
could be better.
Okay.
All right, finally, did you like it?
I did like it. Again, I think because I had basically no expectations, I there was nothing for me to be disappointed about because I was just like, oh, it'll be whatever. I'm definitely going to keep watching it. We did not randomly choose the pilot. We intentionally chose the pilot because we wanted to just keep watching after we watched the pilot. So I do intend to keep watching it. I do think it's going to be developing more characters in a great way. Like I'm excited to see how everybody's going to develop. So I liked it. I think again, we talked about the storylines I didn't love, and as a whole, the humor felt like the humor I liked from The Office and Parks and Rec. So I'm excited about that. What do you think?
I did not love the pilot. I kind of found it a little bit boring. And
Mm.
again, I didn't think the acting was great. That being said, again, because of the history with The Office, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna
You're
probably
obviously gonna
go
watch it.
back. I'm probably gonna go and start binging this right now after we finish taping here. So, I'm gonna go and watch it. And but yeah, no, I was going back and rewatching the pilot episode of The Office.
Yeah.
Again, there's so much humor and just in the cringiness and in the
Yeah.
characters and the interactions that was just kind of lacking in this one too. Like even
Yeah.
the bit in the beginning, right, where they're interviewing Esmeralda and talking about how following journalistic, her nose or her intuition or whatever, and the
Mm.
camera pans out the window and there's a fire next door.
I loved
Then
that.
oh, you did?
I thought that was so
I didn't
funny.
love it because why didn't she react? Like, I mean, it was so just a little
Okay.
bit too unrealistic, which I feel like in the office they would have like, why are you looking that way? Or like, you would have asked that question or something like that.
Okay.
Um, and then at the end they did a call back to it when they were zooming out of
Yeah.
the building and seeing the fire was still going.
Yeah.
Which where was I mean, to be going all day, that was crazy. But yeah, so but again, I'm gonna give it some grace.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
gonna keep watching.
It's only the pilot.
And I'm gonna so spoilers here, right? I think I saw already. I tried so hard to avoid any headlines or spoilers about the show.
What can be a spoiler?
Well, so I already know that's been renewed for season 2.
Oh, that's not a spoiler. It's just
That's
like, okay.
well, I mean, okay, fine. But and that I've seen a few headlines that were um, saying that this is like a pretty critically acclaimed here.
Okay. Okay. Great.
And after watching this, when wife producer and I were debriefing and talking about it, did see on Peacock that this has like a 83% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Okay.
So
I
again,
think it's going to be good. I think we're going to end up really liking it as we keep watching the season.
right. The point being, despite my views on the pilot,
Yeah.
my hopes are still high,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I am still really looking forward to watching the show.
Varun is still the number one Office fan in
I
the world, and he
am.
is dedicated to this.
I
Any spinoff,
am.
he's dedicated.
Apparently, I'm not because I don't listen to the Office Ladies
Yeah, you're not
podcast.
as dedicated as me, obviously, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Come back. All good.
All right. Anything else, Christy?
I don't know. We got to wrap this thing up. We've been talking about The Office for like an
We
hour
could
now.
keep going.
I
I
know
mean,
that's the thing is like I feel like we do just talk about The Office too much. So. Okay, no, we got to wrap it up. We're done. No more Office talk.
all right. Well, thanks for listening and
And
watching.
watching.
Remember to follow us on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you're listening. And if you like what you hear or see, please rate us 5 stars. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Random Episode Pod. Finally, and most importantly, come back next time for our next random episode.
Bye.